The following is an encore presentation of stories from the Dooralong Transformation Centre. It's 11 minutes past 10 here on this beautiful sunny morning, and we've got somebody with us from a beautiful part of the country, beautiful part of the Central Coast anyway. We've got somebody from Dooralong with us. Di, is it Di?
Yeah, it's Di.
How are you this morning, Di?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
How are all our friends at Dooralong?
Yeah, they're great.
They're good? Yeah. How long have you been there now?
November last year.
Oh, what's that, 6 months?
Yeah.
Yeah. Things going okay for you?
Yeah, things are going great.
Yeah. Central Coast girl or not?
No, I'm from up north, around Coffs Harbour.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh. How on earth would you find out about a place like Dooralong when you're hundreds of k's away in Coffs Harbour?
Google.
Should have known. Yeah. So you were actively looking for somewhere?
Yes, yeah.
And what was it about Dooralong that sort of leapt out at you? Because I'm sure when you were on Google, it didn't just come up with Dooralong. Lots of other rehab centres.
I'd put in rehabs. I mean, I'd get rehabs from
all
over the world.
Yeah.
You know, I nearly had myself booked into one in Thailand.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's where all these rugby league players and all the sports people go whenever they're found with cocaine or something. They go to Thailand for 6 weeks and then they come back cured.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Well, they were only probably a month.
Is that right?
Month, you know. The budget wouldn't stretch that far. You know, we're sort of more a retreat, I think, than anything else.
So you ruled those out?
I ruled them out, and on the Salvation Army site, I came up with Dooralong, and you know, the footage about it, the beautiful, idyllic setting, and the fact that it was run by the Salvation Army, I thought you couldn't really go wrong there, and it was a long term, and that's what I knew I needed.
So it was important to you. It was a positive factor that it was run by the Salvos?
Yes.
Yeah. And it was a long-term one? It wasn't like one of these 1 month, 6 weeks rehabs? It's a long-term.
It was a 10-month program.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's what I knew I needed to do, was to go away long-term. I'd never been to a rehab before.
But you knew there was a long, hard road ahead of you, and you wanted to do it properly.
Yeah. It wasn't an overnight fix, no.
Sounds like this was a really serious, life-changing decision that you had to make. Yeah.
I had to wake up. It wasn't enough. It was enough, you know.
Okay, Di, let's find out a little bit about you. We know you live in Coffs Harbour. You got family there? Yeah,
I do.
Yeah. So again, it would have been a wrench to sort of drive yourself down here and leave the family up there. So.
Yeah, but they were pleased that I was taking it, you know.
So they're behind you.
Yeah.
So we have people when we talk to people with gambling addictions, drug addictions, alcohol. What is it that brought you to Dooralong, Di?
Alcohol, yes.
Yeah. And when did that first make an appearance in your life? When did you first sort of encounter this problem?
I was a teenager.
Yeah. Just experimenting along with friends.
Yeah. And you know, then socially, and it was never a problem. I drank, had a good time, but I kept it in its place because I had a career and
so it was social drinking at that stage?
It was social drinking, yeah.
And under control?
Yeah, everything was under control.
Everything was under control. Yeah, so like lots of people, you would enjoy a drink of an evening, of a weekend.
Yeah.
And that would be as far as it went. And you've got a good job.
Yeah, I have. I have a career.
Yeah.
And I've probably in the last 10 years started to spiral.
Okay. Can you pinpoint a reason why that would have made the trend when it stopped being social and more problem
because
drinking?
I was depending on it to get me through situations.
Okay.
Stresses in life, and you know, stresses with the family, you know, crisis situations, anything that I needed. Well, you take a Panadol for a headache. I take a drink for whatever pain I was going through at the time.
So when stuff happens and you're in a dark place, it was the go-to medicine.
Yeah. Self-medication.
And it made you feel better, and the nasty stuff happening in your life for a few hours was forgotten about.
Forgotten about or dealt with. Sometimes I used it to, focus, surprisingly enough, but not in the end.
No.
Not in the end.
Okay.
I was just using it to completely hide away.
Hide away.
Hide away from family, hide away from work.
Life?
Yeah.
Reality, anyway.
Reality, yeah. So I'd
but you
isolate and party on my own.
Still holding down a job?
No, I gave my job up to come to Dooralong.
Oh, sorry. But you, at this time that you were talking about, when it was becoming more of a problem, you were still holding...
I was still holding on a job, down a job.
So you what's called, is that a functioning alcoholic or something like that?
Well, there was a lot of times I didn't go to work. Right, so I was barely functioning, and I knew it was time
just getting by.
Just getting by. Yeah. Just getting by.
And what was the reaction of those people around you? You say you got family and you're working, so you got work colleagues and bosses at work. Did anybody take you to one side and say, "Hey, Di, I think you need some help"?
They didn't know. Only the fact that I wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as they were concerned, it was another horrible term, sickie.
I was sickie.
Yeah, it was a sickie, but they didn't know the reason.
They didn't know the reason, but, they would have had an inkling that I wasn't as well as what I should be. I mean, I never went to work intoxicated.
No.
And I went to work and I got through my shifts.
Yeah.
But it was starting to impact on me mentally. Like I wasn't as probably as confident as I should have been in my role. So I knew it was time to go and get some help.
So even whilst you were drinking and you, as you say, it's become a problem, you were still self-aware enough. You had these sort of lucid moments where you said to yourself, "This is having a bad effect on you."
Oh yeah, yeah.
You knew.
I knew.
Yeah. And you say so nobody at work noticed. What about family? Can I ask you?
Family knew. Family knew.
You got children?
And they didn't understand. Yeah. I've got 3 children.
Yeah. And what
adult children.
What age would they have been at this stage?
Oh, in their 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they noticed Mum was going off the rails.
Yeah. They suffered in silence, I think.
Did they?
Yeah, because Mum seems to always be able to pull herself back.
Yeah.
But this time I wasn't. I mean, I'd pull myself back. I'll get a hand or get a grip.
Yeah.
And I couldn't sustain it though. Okay. No amount of counselling out there.
Which you did? So you tried things?
Oh, I tried things. I tried things, but I never sustained it.
Yeah.
And
no quick fix.
No quick fix, and I'll be okay. I'll have a few alcohol-free days, and I'll be fine. But it would just drag me back in. My frame of mind, the way I was thinking and feeling.
And on one of your bad days, how much would you be drinking?
Oh, I'd binge.
You'd binge drink. So you drink a heck of a lot. And
heck of a lot, and a couple, 2 or 3 days would go by, and I don't know what I'd done.
Wow. That's scary, isn't it?
It is scary.
Not knowing what you've done.
Yeah.
And so you're losing 2 or 3 days out of your week and you've no idea what's happened.
Not really.
No.
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to break for some music. I don't like leaving you there at that stage of your life,
no,
but we know it takes a more positive turn shortly. So we're going to have some music, and we'll come back and find out what that positive turn was. This is Mandisa. You're listening to 94.9 Rima Central Coast. We're talking to Di this morning. Di is from Coffs Harbour. She's got a family up in Coffs Harbour, but she's had issues with alcohol abuse over the years, and so she found herself in Dooralong last December. Is that right, Di?
November.
Last November. Di's been there for about 6 months now, and we're just looking back over Di's sort of years of alcoholism. I think we left just before that music break. We left you in a very dark place. You realised that it was becoming an issue for you. You would binge drink, and the scary bit is you would binge drink to the extent of, well, you would lose days of the week when you just didn't know what had happened.
And that's correct. Yeah.
And that's scary for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so at some point you must have realised, I'm going to have to get some help here.
Yeah, I guess when I look back, I think, okay, what actually was a real wake-up call for me was I rang an ambulance on myself one night because I just didn't trust where my head was taking me.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to be somewhere safe.
I understand. And look, we've had guests before saying they've been in dark places where they've had sort of suicidal thoughts, and we usually say, or we usually remind our listeners that if anything we say triggers them or brings up issues for them, don't forget to give our friends at Lifeline a ring. They're there 24/7 on 13 11 14. But it has been it's I won't say it's a common pattern, but we have talked to a number of guys and girls from Dooralong over the years who've had similar thoughts to you, and it scared them as well. You called an ambulance.
Yeah, I did. Because I mean, I've had fleeting thoughts of it, but usually when I've been not in the right headspace, and your mind does crazy things when you're especially intoxicated. But this particular night, I just thought, I don't want to stay here. I don't want to stay in this place. I want to be somewhere safe.
Didn't trust yourself?
No, I didn't. So I ended up in the hospital for the night, and it was a weekend, so they couldn't really get me assessed. I wanted to go the next morning. I said, I'm sober, I'm fine, I can go home now.
Yep.
I'll ring a cab and take... No, you have to be assessed. So the long and the short of that was I ended up in a mental health facility for the weekend, which just absolutely devastated me. And my daughters found out, and it crushed me.
It wasn't so much that you were there, it's the fact that your daughters found out that crushed you.
Yeah, because I would have taken myself home, rung in sick that night, and, just always tomorrow, Diane. There's always tomorrow. You'll be fine tomorrow. But
But this time they've seen Mum in the raw, really.
Well, they had, and they were just devastated to the point that they were just really angry. Yeah. Angry, but they couldn't understand it.
No.
And they were just angry.
So this was a wake-up call for you?
It was. It's,
And when was this?
Would have been about late August, early September.
Oh, not long ago then. Last year?
Yes.
Yeah. So what did you do? What happened next?
Well, it didn't happen straight away. I sort of got myself through that, picked myself up, got myself sober, went to work, then the stresses of work thus led me to drink on my days off, and it just started all over again. The old life
was there,
And I thought, no, this is ridiculous. Get a handle, get your life back. And that's when I started looking at...
That's when Google came in.
That's when Google came in, yeah.
Dr. Google.
Yes.
So you were looking for rehab centres, and as we were saying at the head of all this, top of this section, that you Googled rehab centres and you found them all over the place, Thailand, Australia, but you were drawn to the fact that this one was run by the Salvation Army. Yes,
that's true, and also the images and what it had to offer. Hearing some testimonials that were given on the site, and relating to one particular woman that spoke, Vicky, and could see myself in her.
Okay, so some of her story was your story.
Yeah, and I thought, and I got in.
Did you ring them?
I tried to email, and got no response straight away, and so I emailed. Anyway, I got an email back to say that somebody would contact me in the next few days. And they did. And I had a phone interview. And then I had to go and have a detox.
Yeah.
And straight from detox, because I was adamant about that. I had to go straight there.
Yeah, you didn't trust yourself.
No, I'd been in some detoxes before in the past, and although it was good, you come out and you feel great. You know, it doesn't sustain you. I had to go straight from detox, be picked up by Dooralong from detox,
and driven straight to Dooralong.
there. Yeah.
It was important to you that it was a Salvation Army that were running this. Were you? How were you with God at this time?
Well, I've always believed in God.
Yeah.
But and I always turned to Him when things were really, really dark, and spoke to Him.
Do you think He might have had a hand in sort of guiding towards Dooralong?
I believe there was a intervention.
Yeah.
A godly intervention.
This is where He wanted you.
Yeah, that's what I like to believe.
Yeah. So you weren't like some of the people that we've talking to from Dooralong who hadn't really no sort of religious or sort of spiritual background and were a little bit to begin with freaked out by chapel night and all the rest of it. For you?
No, I was never freaked out.
No. Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was brought up a Catholic. I mean, I've always had a belief in God.
Yeah.
Periods in my early 20s when I turned to Him, because I had a fear of the world, I guess.
Yeah.
So I have turned to God.
Yeah. So He was known to you.
He was known to me, and I know now that I need to fill a void that I've got. And I think it's the spiritual void that I'm seeking, that I need to feel complete.
So there's a bit of something was missing in your life.
Something's missing. As much as I've got a wonderful family and wonderful friends, and I've got a roof over my head, and I've got a career.
So you've got all the stuff in life that we aspire to. Yeah.
But I haven't got what's
the spiritual
going to get me through probably some hard years ahead in the world.
Yeah.
So I have to be strong and strong for my children
and lean on Christ.
And hopefully through me, my children will get that hope.
Good. So how was it? We've got you in Dooralong straight from rehab. How was that first few weeks for you?
Pretty daunting. Yeah, pretty daunting.
Hard work.
Hard work. A lot of head miles.
Yeah.
Sleepless nights.
Yeah. Were you tempted to sort of escape?
Not really.
No. You knew that there was no alternative? No
alternative. And you know, great friendships that I've got.
Yeah. And the staff are great.
The staff are great. They're very supportive. They know their stuff. Yeah. A lot of them are recovering addicts themselves.
Yes.
So they've been there, done that, and they've. And
have you discovered things about yourself that you didn't know?
I'm still discovering them.
Yeah. So it's a journey, isn't it?
It's a journey,
of discovery.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have some more music. Then we'll come back. We'll talk about your hopes for the future and, that leaning on God bit and where you are with that at the moment. We're talking to Di this morning from Dooralong Transformation Centre. Di's been very open and honest with us about her battles with alcoholism in the past. But we've got her in a good place at the moment. She's at Dooralong. It's hard work. There's no denying that. It's hard work. But you feel that you're making progress, Di?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. Yeah. No doubt about it. We were talking just before the break about the fact that you were brought up a Catholic, so God and you were on nodding terms. You knew God was in your life. Has that developed since you've been at Dooralong, the spiritual side of things for you?
Yes, it has.
Yeah.
Still got a ways to go yet.
Yeah.
I need to have the trust and the faith a little bit more.
Yeah.
Prevalent, I think. But that's something that doesn't happen overnight because it's just
Now, we were just talking
Yeah.
off air, and I just said quickly as those adverts were playing that for myself it was sort of a process over a period of months. I know for some people it happens and they can name the date and the time and where they were, and I sometimes a little bit jealous of those people because I never had that experience. It was more of a slow burn for me, and it sounds as if it's a bit of a slow one for you.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is, but it's definitely there.
It's real.
And enhancing every day, I think. Even I called on him this morning
Yeah.
prior to this interview, and
Yeah.
I think I'm doing okay.
I think you're
because I've
doing
got him
okay.
by my side, hopefully.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
giving me some words to
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And how have your family, they know you're here in Dooralong, how have they reacted to the fact that you're down here?
Oh, they yeah.
They're happy.
They're very proud of me, and yeah, they're going to get me home soon.
So when you do leave Dooralong, there's going to be quite a bit of support from the family for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Have you got grandchildren?
I got 8 and one
8?
Nine. One's in
9.
heaven, but
Well,
yeah.
that sounds like an expensive Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's getting leaner and leaner.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot to get well for.
yeah, I have.
Yeah. And will you be going back home to Coffs Harbour?
I'll be going home.
Yeah.
Going back to work.
Yeah.
In a different area of work.
Yeah.
Because that was a big thing
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. And what about church? I know that
Yeah,
probably
well,
whilst you've been down here, you've probably been going to church, have you?
I have.
Yeah.
I have. I go up to North Lakes.
Oh yes, lots of the guys say it's a really good church.
It's a really great church. So
Lots of
I'll be
nice
doing
people.
the rounds when I go home and
Yeah.
finding one that I can
Finding one that fits.
exactly, that I
Yeah.
can fit into. And
Yeah, it's like having a second family there for support, isn't it?
Yeah.
We talk glibly about church families, but when we're going through tough times, and I know some people in my own church are going through a tough time at the moment, they're just so grateful for that church family being there.
yeah, well, I want to find one that I can entice my grandchildren to come along to.
Oh,
So I'm
good
going to
for
have
you.
to find one that they're going to feel wanting
Yeah.
to, they want to go to.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
And as little kids, they want some
Yeah.
fun there as well.
of course.
Yeah, lots of loud music and games to play as well as the Christian teaching. So things are looking up, perhaps for the first time for a very long time.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you ever think to yourself, what would have happened if I hadn't been able to get to Dooralong? Or is it too scary a place to even think about?
I think I probably would have just, I don't know, died maybe.
Yeah.
I got to my health before it went too bad.
You did. Yeah, you're looking really healthy, Di. But thank God you said that you thought God was perhaps sort of guiding you towards Dooralong. He had your back covered.
I think he has my back, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
Well, Di, thanks. You've been really honest with us, very open with us. I don't know how much longer you will be at Dooralong. You probably don't know how much longer you will be at Dooralong, but when you do leave, you go back to your family and those 8 grandkids up in Coffs Harbour. We just pray that God will continue to guide you on the safe paths of life. That would be good.
Thank you for having me.
It's been our pleasure. It's been our privilege. Thanks so much, Di. You've been listening to an encore presentation of the Dooralong stories, which can be heard live every Wednesday at 10 a.m. and repeated 8 p.m. Sunday and 1 a.m. Wednesday, right here on 94.9 rema.cc.